What is poppin', everybody? And
What,
I
buddy?
actually don't even have my show notes up yet. There we go. What's
It is
cracking,
not.
everyone? And welcome
Wow.
to episode 244 of the Good Kraken podcast. I am one of your hosts today, Ernell Pearson, alongside our very own Good Kraken's very own DJ. How is your Saturday so far, my friend?
It's all right. Just been chilling. Um,
You were you
I'm
were you
hungry.
you looked like you were playing something pretty intently earlier. What have you been
I was
playing?
not doing
You
anything
were
early.
not. Oh, okay, okay. It looked like you
I
were
was just
zoned in on
scrolling
something.
Twitter.
The Twitter doom scroll. I got you. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Well, do you have any plans for your Saturday today?
Eat food and Starfield. That's all I got. That's all
Fuck
I got
yeah,
today.
baby. That's all you need. You know what I'm saying? That's all you fucking
Yeah.
need, dog. You know, I fell off real hard on Starfield this week only because I've been so busy, like, doing things and trying to spend time with my partner after she got back from being gone for a week.
Mhm.
I'm excited to finally pick it back up this weekend because I got that
Sir.
controller. I got that controller now, and I'm like real
Yeah, yeah.
excited to
So now you got no
just
no
paddle it
excuse to
up,
not
just
play.
paddle it the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Just click heads. You know what I'm saying?
What I do enjoy, like after playing it a lot more, I don't understand the discourse around Starfield.
Right,
Like
right.
in the sense, in the sense like it's a good game. It's a really good game, and it hooks me in just like Baldur's Gate 3 does.
Mm,
But and it definitely game of the year. It definitely deserves a game of the year nomination,
sure.
but it's not winning game of the year.
It's not a winning game of the year, dog. It's
It's
not. It's
really
just not.
good, but Baldur's Gate is great. Like Starfield is the best Bethesda game out they have.
Mm-hmm.
Baldur's Gate is just the best RPG out. Like we will use Baldur's Gate 3 as like the benchmark.
Mm.
Like we
Devs
will
devs
compare
hate that.
every
They
other
hate that.
RPG that will come out to Baldur's Gate 3. If it's narrative driven or like the role playing aspects, like we'll continue to compare it to that because that's the new until Lariat makes out another one in like 8 years. We will be talking about Baldur's Gate for a long time.
Well, and the thing is too is like so for those of you that are watching live or listening, last night, today is September 9th, a Saturday. Last night we streamed Baldur's Gate, and I got a
Mhm.
chance to play it, and I do enjoy it. I am enjoying it. I don't know if this is because I only really technically got like 45 minutes into the game, technically,
Yeah,
right? From all like
technically.
the times I died and all this other bullshit and getting through the learning curve, so on, what have you. Um, I can't stop thinking about Starfield. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
can't stop thinking about it. Like
Yeah, dude. There's a point in Baldur's Gate 3 where it'll hook you in,
mm,
and like
okay.
it will just like you just have to like get to that because like that first part, like that area you're going through, like that whole area, it's like just a little like the crumbs on the ground. You know what I
Ah,
mean?
okay. Okay.
Like you're this, and then there's one point where like once you get to that, it's like, okay, now this is when things are getting interesting. And then
Mm,
like boom, the whole map opens up to you and then you can do whatever the fuck you want.
okay. Okay. So the whole map isn't open to me yet, technically.
No.
Oh,
Technically
okay,
no.
okay, okay, okay. No, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Well, yeah, I don't know. Like I told you last night, like I gotta get through Starfield, and once I get through
Mhm.
Starfield, I'll invest my attention straight into Baldur's Gate and do my
Yeah.
do my way through. So
I'm kind of jealous that you get to experience Starfield first because if I played Starfield first, I would have thought this is the best game I've ever played.
yeah, right. I mean, and that's the cool thing too is that like I'm really enjoying Starfield, not because I think it's like some fucking phenomenal extra experience. It's just I feel like
Yeah,
Starfield
it's the
is.
best game this year. If you didn't play Baldur's Gate yet, like I
Oh
think
yeah,
it'd be the
hundred
best
percent,
game that came
hundred
out.
percent. Yeah, it's giving me this immersion that like I really wanted in Cyberpunk. Um,
Hmm.
and Cyberpunk like almost had me there. It's just there's a lot of things in Cyberpunk you can't do, right? So you're kind of like limited to like to what the cyberpunk universe
Yeah.
can give you. Now it's obviously going to probably be a little bit different because they're expanding on that a little bit. But Starfield kind of just starts you out with this immersion feeling that like is like, God,
Yeah,
I
it, it,
cannot
it
wait to
does
be in
really well,
space
and
again.
like I think both games do that like really well.
Hmm.
In terms of like feeling immersed.
Yeah, dude, and like
I think I'll play Starfield for different reasons than I'll play Baldur's Gate, if that makes sense.
right,
For the
right.
same immersion, but like for different reasons.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I
Yeah.
obviously the drastic difference in like what kind of like universes they are, obviously.
And like
Um,
how different the games are, but
mhm.
like it's because like Bethesda, I'll give Bethesda credit for it because it's like no one else makes RPGs the way they do, and like it's like a
Correct. Right.
specific itch that or a specific scratch for a certain itch. You know what I mean? Like with Bethesda games, because like the way they
Hmm.
do RPGs is like that formula is fucking golden.
Right. Oh my God,
Yeah,
man. It's,
yeah. So
I
it
can't get
feels
enough.
it feels so nice. But I'm telling you, once you finish Baldur's Gate 3, you or like once you finish Starfield and you start Baldur's Gate 3, you're gonna be like, oh shit.
I'm
Like,
in.
oh
Yeah.
shit. Like,
Yeah, baby. Let's go. I love my high fantasy. You know me, dog. Yeah, I love
dude,
my high fantasy. Let's go.
it's some there's some Game of Thrones ass shit and like some crazy ass fucking this story is nuts.
Yeah.
Everything you do, every choice you make, everything. It is there is no there is no like mini quest. All the
Mm.
side quests matter. Like any of the
Mm.
companion quests, the side quests, like I wouldn't even call them side quests. They're just like they power the story. Like there's people that you'll meet in Act One, and you'll find them again in Act Three, and they'll be like, "Oh, like remember what you did for me? Like like I thank you, and like I got this setup going on, and blah blah blah." Or like whoever you cross, in Act One, they could come back again in Act Two or Act Three, and it's
God,
like,
dude, I'm so and see that's what I was saying too. Like I wanna restart it when I get back to it to restart it and actually make like my character. You know what I mean? Because like I
mhm.
know like typically in RPGs I'll start out with a character that's just like me and try to make it
Yeah,
look as
self
close to me as
insert,
like
yeah.
yeah, so these self insert there. And then my second playthrough I'll do my girlfriend or something. Like I'll just make a hot
Mhm.
chick. You know what I mean? And that's typically like where I go from there.
Dude, I feel like you and your partner would your partner would love watching you play
Well, and the cool thing
it.
too is it has couch co-op. So
Yeah.
there's a say I could maybe convince Marilyn to play with me. Who knows? Who knows? The world
Yeah.
is my oyster. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we can fuck things
And
together.
it's
It's great.
also drop in drop out co-op as well.
Even better. Even better. You know what I'm
So
saying?
like you can make a character like the character creation stream. You can all make a character and they'll be in your party. And they've just updated it to where whoever started the game has all the saves. So
Yeah. Yeah.
um and so they can start the game whenever and you can control their character while they're away. Or you can store that character in like this little companion storage bin so then you can pick up the other actual companions if you wanted to and continue the story without that other character. And then when they come back, you can be all right. Let me fetch your character out, and then now you can join in. So
I so fucking wish that this game had crossplay. If
it's
Baldur's
cross
Gate.
save,
Yeah, it
but it
has
doesn't
cross
have
save,
cross
but
play.
that means I would have to buy it on PC to play with
Buy it
you guys,
again.
and I could carry that. Which like honestly, I've thought about just buying it again on PC.
Mhm.
But it just I want to play with you guys so bad. Like I think we would have the funnest fucking party. Like
Oh, dude, hell
playing
yeah!
like dude, it would be so much fucking fun.
I've been waiting. I've been wanting to make a fucking bard character, but I haven't been able to. Dude, I'm in like 5 like campaigns, dude. I'm in like fucking. I have like 4 playthroughs of my or 3 playthroughs of my own and like 2 other like co-op playthroughs. So like
Mm.
I I'm like slowly going through the story again and like watching other people react to how the story is playing out. Um, and it's fun because like you'll realize like the story like there's a reason why I'm playing I've played it multiple times
Hmm.
because there's so many choices
So like
that I
different
want to
things that could
go
happen.
back. yeah, so many different things and so many different character romances.
Yeah.
Because like, uh, only some characters are into polyamory, but others like they'll cut off like they'll be cool with it at first, but then they'll be like, nah, like we gotta commit. And then I'm like, oh fuck, but everyone's so hot, like I gotta. What do you mean? What do you mean I have to choose? But
Like, how can I pick only one when I want to, hang with all the baddies?
I want to. We'll bang, okay?
Like, why have one when I can have the whole buffet?
Yeah.
God, it's so terrible. Anyways, I know today we're not talking really about video games because today is our entertainment episode, so we're just gonna get right into it. Because today we're talking Gojira. Ahsoka's biggest moment yet, 2023 cinema problems, and much, much more, because this is the Good Kraken Podcast, your choice for all the nerdy video game and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you want to hear. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 12 p.m. If you're on this wave, you can head on over to our Discord channel where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive content, and soon have early access to episodes before they go live on podcasts and video services across the digital sea. But if you've emptied your pockets for the latest and greatest in entertainment, that is totally fine. You can watch us record this show live right here at twitch.tv/GoodKrakenShow. But if you have Amazon Prime, you also have Twitch Prime, DJ.
Prime Gaming.
And we would love for you to give that to us to help keep us pushing content out for all of you that are listening or watching at home. But you can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken with an exclamation mark and leaving a review there. DJ.
What up, Ernell?
We have some captain's orders, my friend. Guys, you can check out my first time playthrough of Baldur's Gate with DJ and Xander in tow over on YouTube right now. And it's not the entire game, like playthrough or gameplay. It's not the whole game. We only got like I said, like an hour of this goddamn game. I died a few times. It was embarrassing. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. It's what's funny? Like, since we're talking about it, the community surrounding this game, like the fan base, it's so wild, especially for the Astarion character. And it's gotten to the point where they found out his weight in the game. He's listed at 75 kilograms.
Okay.
And then one Baldur's Gate player who is a fitness gym mommy posted a video of her benching that weight.
You know what's funny though? You're 100% right. Also, Esco, hi, we love you. Good morning. You are 100% right, because this is the first time in a really long time that a video game I've seen sort of touch. Because I follow a lot of different types of communities, because I've done a lot of different things over the years, between like video game stuff, obviously movie stuff, art stuff, because I follow a lot of artists on the internet. All sorts of different, like fields of careers and artistic, content creators, things like that. This is the first game in a really long time that I've seen touch all the hearts of all of them.
Every community,
the amount of like lewd art I've seen since this game has come out, the amount of obviously gamers talking about this, moviegoers talking about this fucking game, because they're like, dude, this it's like playing a fucking movie, right? Obviously, tabletop RPG players. There's so many people that love this game.
Sims players, fucking dating sim players, book talk girlies, like
it's like, dude,
all of them.
we saw with girlfriend reviews, even backseat girlfriend gamers are
even, and like I've seen so many TikToks where like that this game intrigued people who don't game to play the game, and they're like, oh wow, this is great. The people who love Dragon Age, there's a lot of Dragon Age fans that are playing this game. It's so sick.
A fucking
It's so
phenomenon,
sick.
man. And you can
If it doesn't
watch.
win Game of the Year, I'm rioting. I'm sorry.
Hey, we'll
I'm
see.
gonna I'm gonna
There's a
riot.
really good chance it will. But you guys can check out the gameplay over on youtube.com/Good Kraken Show. But also, you can follow us at Good Kraken Show on all of your
Follow
social
us.
media platforms because we are posting way more actively now than we have been for the prior parts of this year. We're trying to roll out videos, clips to you guys more often, experiment and play around with those. Share those around too, please. Like when you see them, retweet them, share them, post them, do what you need, comment on them, like them, do all the things. We want to try to expand the family a little bit and reach some ears and get some people to check out the show. Because the more people that check it out, the more friends that we can possibly make for all of you guys and ourselves as well too, and that's always a happy time. So please give us a follow, and we'll make it worth it because we got some plans. That are coming along. So
Hell yeah.
with that said, though, DJ, we're going into our first segment here, and could you tell the people at home what that is?
Well, Ernell, we're gonna go into our news segment. The hell.
DJ, our first story here is a fun one, and I'm really fucking excited. I know Garrick's just as fucking stoked as I am. Maybe not though, because some details on this, but I'm fucking hyped. DJ, tell the people what we're talking about first here.
So, headline is Godzilla returns in Apple's first trailer for the Monarch Legacy of Monsters TV series. This is from Jess Weatherbed from The Verge. Apple TV Plus has released its first trailer of Monarch Legacy of Monsters, a 10-episode series based on Legendary's Monsterverse franchise that features iconic kaiju like uh that features iconic kaiju like Godzilla, King Kong, and King Ghidorah.
Gadira.
Ghidorah. Okay. Um, the first two episodes will be released globally to the
Oh,
streaming platform on November 17th, followed by a single episode each week until January 12th.
I'm sorry, I'm a fool.
The
It was Ghidorah. I thought you were talking about something else. My mistake. Yeah,
oh, okay.
Ghidorah. King Ghidorah.
Ghidorah. The trailer itself doesn't give much away regarding what else we can expect. There are a few snippets of Bill Randa, played by John Goodman, who featured in Kong Skull Island 2017, flashes of various giant beasties, and of course, an ominous soundscape underpinning shots of all the glorious destruction they've likely caused. If, like me, you're a Monsterverse fan because you just love watching giant creatures battling like
Oh yeah.
apocalyptic Pokemon,
Let's
then
go.
it's pretty promising so far. Um, the series picks up after the events of Godzilla King of Monsters 2019, following two siblings as they explore their family's connection to Monarch, the mysterious organization that's been meddling with Godzilla, King Kong, and other primordial titans. Set across multiple time periods, the siblings' journey leads them to an army officer, Lee Shaw, played by both Kurt Russell and his real life son, Wyatt Russell, and explores his involvement with Monarch since the 1950s. Also starring Anna Sawai, Kiersey Clemens, Wen Watabe, Yamamoto, Anders Holm, Joe Tippett, and Elisa Lasowski. Monarch Legacy of Monsters aims to explore the question of who the true monsters are in a world where humanity is trying to coexist with a newly discovered population of giant titans. It's nice to see that Warner Bros. And Toho are still dedicated to their shared Monsterverse project. The next movie in the franchise, Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire, is scheduled to be released in the US on April 12th next year. So we won't have too long to wait before we can get another Titan fighting fix in theaters.
So, DJ, I don't know if you're as big of a Godzilla fan as me and Garrick are. We love kaiju shit. Love us some kaiju shit. With that said, did you watch Godzilla versus Kong?
I did not. The
Okay.
only exposure I have to anything kaiju is there's a YouTube channel that
Oh, okay.
analyzes fights between kaiju,
That's so
and
dope. Okay, I need that.
he
That sounds sick.
analyzes the way he does it, the way he does commentary on like I think it was Godzilla or something.
Mm.
It was one video where, and this is how I found him is because the sound is he's like, is no dick, no balls. It's probably no bow because this guy feeds off radiation. And I'm like, cool. This is great. This is great. Um, yeah. That's my only exposure to
Okay, okay.
anything kaiju.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah. So
And
I'm
Power Rangers, if that
that
counts,
counts. That counts for sure.
yeah.
That definitely counts. It's interesting because they specifically talk about how the series picks up after the events of Godzilla, King of the Monsters, which came out before Godzilla versus Kong. And so we have this gap that it's going to be covering between that last Godzilla solo film and Godzilla versus Kong. And there's a big gap here that they're going to be filling. It's interesting where that's going to take things, especially because there's going to be another Godzilla and Kong movie that's going to be coming out next year, as they explained. And there's going to be a little bit of a gap of time there too. Who knows? But this is really, really cool because we have yet to really get a kaiju series. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a full show about this. And I know that like a lot of the complaints, and I don't know if you heard the same about Godzilla King of the Monsters, which honestly, there's a lot of like people that were very like about this movie. I fucking loved it. I loved the shit out of that movie.
Really?
As a Godzilla fan, I thought it was fucking dope because like as a kid when I watched Godzilla, it was like, oh my god, that's so cool, right? Like fucking dinosaurs and dragons and giant mods and shit fucking fighting each other. That's so cool. That's fucking dope as shit, right? And then seeing it remade with like modern days CG, Godzilla King of the Monsters fucking goes brazy. That shit goes nuts, dude, because it remade these like few very specific Godzilla movies from way back the day when Godzilla was a dude in a suit going like this. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like the Megazord.
Yeah.
Like it remade a couple of those movies. That was Godzilla and Mothra versus King Ghidorah. And then they smashed in a couple other extra little things to go along with it too. And I thought it was fucking dope. I thought it was sick. So having this follow suit with that movie is super dope to me. Because I think I've always thought that the one thing that Godzilla movies have lacked is a whole lot of expansion on the story a little bit. I'm
So
now,
like not is there not like enough depth, or is it like what do you mean by that in terms like story, like just like everything surrounding like Godzilla and the kaiju? Is that what you mean?
So here's the deal: is that most of the complaints that we've had for Godzilla movies for years now, especially since like the 2000. It was the Godzilla 2000. One of the biggest complaints we've had since Godzilla 2000 is that they focus way too much on the like human character problems of like oh, like she hasn't had her dad around, and now like Godzilla is attacking everything, and now he wants to be here. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like little human problems when really we're only in this because we want to see Godzilla fuck shit up, right? Like that's why we're in this, okay? And that's another big part of why I like Godzilla King of the Monsters, because they tampered the human problem down a little bit. It wasn't perfect. They still have a lot of human bullshit. That's just fucking whatever.
Yeah.
But what I'm hoping is that a series can tamper that a little bit by giving us a good equal draw of human bullshit, right? Monsters attacking. I miss my mom. You know, like there's a good even balance of that with Godzilla just straight up being like, no, New York is mine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And fighting monsters and shit. And I'm hoping that a series gives them enough space to give us that. Because Garrick, I'm sure, could wholeheartedly agree that is what we need. Is more of a balanced feed off. Because Godzilla, not King of the Monsters, but the one before that, Uh, had with like Bryan Cranston and like all them.
Fuck. I don't
Yeah, let me
know
look
what's
because
on
I want
that.
to
Let
make
me
sure I'm
look.
coming correct here. Recent Godzilla movies. Let's try that. Okay. Um, Godzilla franchise. Let's just do that. Yeah, Godzilla 2014. That's what it was. Just
Hmm.
Godzilla. My problem with that movie is because it mostly was focused on people because they were kind of trying to treat it like. Did you watch Cloverfield? Way back
Yeah.
in the day, they were trying to treat it a little bit like that without the documentary
Oh.
format,
Oh yeah,
whereas
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it was more
Oh yeah,
focused.
I remember the discourse around that. Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
the discourse.
right. Which like Cloverfield, dope movie because if you're doing that intentionally to give you the perspective of people trying to survive a kaiju attack, that's fucking tight. That's super tight. But they weren't leaning into that. It literally was like, oh, here's a Godzilla movie, but we want to talk about people more than Godzilla. You know,
Yeah.
and like, and that's no fucking fun. You know what I mean? And so I'm hoping, yeah, that a series out of this is gonna be cool. Do you like? Does this pique your interest at all? I know that like you're not really huge into Godzilla stuff like that, sure, but like, is there an interest here for you?
Yeah, like a tiny bit of me does. Like I want to see what this is about. Um, because like, maybe this will be the like this show or series might intrigue me more to like get into more kaiju movies.
Sure.
Because I always seen like I understand and respect the history of Godzilla
Right.
and
Right.
like how that is important to film, but I've never watched it myself, so
Sure. Sure. I
maybe
I
this
would
might be a easy gateway for it.
I would love to do like a watch along with you at some point of at
Mhm.
least Godzilla and Godzilla King of the Monsters. I think that would be really really fun to sit like me,
Yeah.
you, and Garrick and like present to you, some of these recent Godzilla movies, because they're not as like cheesy and ridiculous as the older ones, obviously.
Yeah.
I really want to see your reaction to like the big fights that happen in King of the Monsters because King
Mhm.
Ghidorah is fucking intimidating as shit. King Ghidorah is
Which one
intimidating.
is King Ghidorah?
King
Is what
Ghidorah
does he look
is
like?
the giant three-headed dragon that can control electricity.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so like it's massive, like the size of like the fucking bigger than the Empire State Building, like just this huge fucking dragon with a ridiculously large wingspan, three fucking heads, and it can like use like lightning in the sky as like an energy source,
Jesus
uh,
Christ!
and just fucks
Sounds
up
like a fucking
Godzilla.
Dark Souls boss.
Yeah, exactly, dude. And then Mothra is tag teaming with Godzilla now instead of like Mothra being an asshole, which she was in like some of the like God like old school Godzilla movies. Mothra is like here to like fucking tag me in. Let's go, Zilla. You know what I'm saying? Like let's go. And it's fucking tight. It's fucking tight. I'll tell you
Yeah,
what.
dude. I
Like
just want to like it. The lore is interesting. I like how the fuck these monsters get here, like and
and
why. You know.
and it's so thick. The lore is so thick, and this is why it's disappointing when they like lean into like the human bullshit because there's a plethora of fucking lore in consideration of these like they kind of touch into it with Godzilla versus Kong, where they start talking about how like there's titans everywhere. There's monsters all over the world that used to like battle and like fight over territories and they were like revered as gods. And like there's
Yeah.
a whole fucking background story to this shit that they just refuse to fucking focus on. Like it's always and here's the thing. This show if it ends up doing the tropey thing, right, where it's like our main character who's like a nerdy scientist and he's always been fascinated with like the concept of Godzilla. Some group of scientists who's always led by an Asian guy. It's always led by
Yeah.
a Japanese dude, right? He's like the big scientist. He's like, I've been studying Gojira for fucking 35 years, and he's like 38. I've been studying him for so long. I know how he moves. I know how he does things. And then the scientist who's like super interested is like some fucking white dude that like as you know found the key to like how Godzilla does things, right? And he's like, I want to communicate with Godzilla, and that's the trope. That's the Godzilla trope. Is that like they're focused on
Yeah.
that shit. If they do that in this show, I will shit in my hand and throw it at the screen. Okay, like I will not be
Yeah.
fucking happy with this. But it looks like it's a little bit more adverse than that. Do you have any qualms with this being on Apple TV?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
I feel like Godzilla is like the what I know of it, like this franchise. It's accessible to everyone,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and you know what I mean. And to have it locked behind something that is not just to push Apple TV as like a new another streaming platform for
Yeah.
people to pay for. I don't think that's beneficial. Like I said, I'm interested because I already have an like little Apple TV, like little square dongle, like out there in my living room.
Yeah.
So like I can, I can boot that up anytime.
Right.
But for other people, it's not like readily accessible or available. And
Sure.
like Apple TV prices are not cheap. It's not cheap at all.
It's like $15, dude. Like it's like
Yeah.
definitely like on the higher side. And here's the thing too, and here's a hot take for you guys. I honestly think that Apple TV has some of the best production teams out there for streaming
Mm.
services, honestly. Because you know, like when you think of like a Netflix movie, like a Netflix exclusive movie, right? There's a certain level of
Yeah.
production to it. There's certain cinematography styles to it, and that sort of follows suit with a lot of Netflix exclusives. Same thing with Hulu. They have a very specific sort of like darker contrast style, right? I know that like you and I are going to
Mm.
talk about this as like cinema nerds in this sort of way, but they have like a darker style to like how they like do their post, and like their directors kind of have like a very specific way that they do things. It's a little bit more grounded, right? Apple TV I think has sort of found this really beautiful medium between the two where they have
Mhm.
really good directors that do really good stuff, and their cinematography is this sort of like perfect medium between that sort of darker tone mixed with those brighter color palettes. And
Mm.
so even though Apple TV isn't very big, the content I have experienced from Apple TV have been really fucking good. I mean, between like, it hasn't been a lot. Don't get me wrong. It has not been a lot. But between Hijack, the one that I talked about just a few weeks ago,
Yeah.
C, I've seen some stuff from that show and it looks really good. Like even the couple of episodes I have watched of that show have been pretty fucking entertaining. And now with like this Godzilla thing, we talked before the podcast about Martin Scorsese's new movie coming out for Killers of the Flower Moon. Even though fuck Martin Scorsese, not that he's a bad
Fuck
guy, he's just
Leonardo
a
DiCaprio.
dickhead. Yeah, fuck Leo. I'm fucking weird ass. If you're not 23, you can't watch this. And
True, dude.
there's some really great content to be had there. I'm interested in talking a little bit about why the fuck we're going into this world where we're paying just as much for all of these streaming services, that it's starting to get to the point where we're paying the same amount of money as we would have for a cable package. And
Exactly.
the beauty of subscription stuff when we first started was that, wow, this is so much cheaper than cable, right? And I'm getting a plethora of entertainment. And now
Yes,
I'm paying
'cause it
like
made sense.
$70 for all these
It
subscription
made sense
services.
for cable because like you had to install, you had to get a cable box, you had to install the antenna if you wanted, like you had to go through like some subsidiary or like some like direct TV ass motherfucking satellite dish type shit. And so that makes sense to why it costs that much, for service fees and all that shit. But streaming services are literally just your fucking computer. It's like your computer and your access to internet. It shouldn't cost so much. But now it's like to keep like Netflix needs to keep afloat because they lose out money each year somehow. And then they're like, oh well, we got to make movies now, right? That's how we got to make more people interested in the platform. We got to make movies, and then that gets like they don't make a lot back from that because they don't put their movies in theaters. Like
Right.
it,
Right.
like that. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't make sense.
It's a bummer, man. And it's mostly bummer now because I feel like I have to start picking between subscription services. I don't like feeling like that. I would like in a world where I can just have Netflix and Hulu and Apple TV and Disney Plus and Paramount and all of these fucking subscription services. Apparently there's fucking more. There's things like Zeus. There's things like there's all sorts of fucking wild shit out there.
Dropout. There's like
So many, so fucking many. Like I did HBO. I didn't even mention HBO. There's so many.
You mean Max?
Max, my bad. Yeah, I know, right? I gotta come correct here. There's so many of them. Like I said, I'm paying like fucking like $60-$70 for all these subscription things,
and Disney Plus and Hulu just increased their prices.
Exactly, and that's what I was saying. I wasn't gonna put it in here because I knew that we were gonna end up touching on the subject in some way or another, just talking about this Apple TV thing. I hate the feeling that I have to potentially let go of one of these because I'm gonna always come back. There's always gonna be something on that one service that I'm gonna be like, fuck, I kind of want to experience that, right? And I get that, like, you know, in this world, in this non-perfect world, the reality is you kind of just see that thing that's gonna come out and you say, I kind of want to experience that, so you subscribe for a month, watch that thing, and then unsubscribe afterwards. But that's so much work. I don't want to do that. You know what I mean?
You know, someone needs to create a service where it's all the streaming services in one.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a system as to where like they'll just have people's like accounts like in there, and so to like avoid like the password sharing thing, it's kind of like they'll link you an account. Like let's say if you want to watch Hulu that day, you will pay them like that service like $50, right?
Oh yeah.
And then
yeah.
like they'll link you like, oh, here's an account you can use for Hulu today.
Right.
You wanted to watch today, and then you can give that up, and once you're done, like they can use that account membership for someone else, right?
That's creative. Hey, you're looking for a business venture, my friend. That's what you got to do. You got to jump on. When you have it ready, let me know. I'll subscribe. I'll put my $50 are yours. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where things go, DJ. In the meantime, we have our next story here. Kind of a mind-boggling one. And we'll get into it. Star Wars Ahsoka Episode 5 is getting a limited theatrical release. Holy shit. This comes from Adele Anchors Range over at IGN, and she says Star Wars Ahsoka Episode 5 is getting a limited theatrical release at select locations on September 12th, allowing fans to experience the next chapter on the big screen alongside its Disney Plus debut. Shortly after Ahsoka Episode 4 premiered on the streaming platform, Disney and Lucasfilm announced the next episode would screen in select theaters as part of a mid-season fan celebration. Fans in the US can reserve tickets at gophobo.com, while those in the UK can attend a special event hosted by Empire Magazine. As expected, tickets for the upcoming Tano Tuesday event have proven popular, with fans now invited to join waitlists to reserve a seat. More showings could become available before next Tuesday, but they would also likely be on a first-come, first-served basis. So those wanting to attend would need to be quick to RSVP. The 5th episode of Ahsoka getting a theatrical release indicates that it will be the show's biggest and most exciting chapter to date, which comes as no surprise after Episode 4 delivered a twist ending that sent fans into a total frenzy, despite being a long-rumored part of the latest live-action Star Wars series. The official title and synopsis for Episode 5 are unknown, but it is the second episode in the series to be directed by showrunner Dave Filoni. Unfortunately, the trailers also provide next to no clues as to what might be on the horizon, as the final 4 episodes of the series only include 9 seconds of Star Wars trailer footage. These will stream on Disney Plus every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and every Wednesday at 2 a.m. in the UK, with the series coming to an end when the final episode debuts in the first week of October. DJ, have you been watching Ahsoka?
I've been devoning it for
Yeah,
a bit.
not watching it. Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
I haven't
Yes.
watched it yet. No.
Yeah, I've watched
But
every episode. I've actually watched the whole series so far. It's crazy.
oh, really?
Yeah, dude, it's nuts.
I'm waiting for all the episodes to come out and then watching it. I'm kind
Yes.
of I love the binge, and so I hate when I have to quit my binge. Like if the episode's not out yet, I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah,
Because then
sure.
like if I put the show down, it's done. Like I'm not coming back. You know, it's like anime. Like if I'm unless the anime is like really really good, like I'll wait every week. But
Okay.
if it's not, or if it's not like greatness, if I put it down, I'm gonna forget about it.
Sure. I see you. Yeah, okay, so all character shit down. Because I'm not trolling Devin right now. I
Yeah.
have not watched this yet either. Um, I am now because of everything going around, like the conversation
hmm
around the show. I am interested in actually finally going to it. It was no like actual real choice that I had to not watch it. I actually was planning on watching it the first night. But as your boy typically is, I have been busy, and haven't really had like the moment. You know what I mean? It's like because Star Wars for me, and I don't know if you're sort of the same way here. I've never been like a huge Star Wars fan. I've liked Star Wars. I've always genuinely enjoyed Star Wars. But there's something about it that like has never spoken to me in the way that like it does, diehard Star Wars fans. Like the ones that are like, what's your favorite Sith? What
Yeah.
color is your lightsaber? Like I can't, like that's not my like that's what I am with Lord of the Rings. Like Lord of the Rings is my universe. That's the one that I'm like, you need to know
Mhm.
anything about the rings, I will fucking tell you. I've read the books fucking 13 times. I've dived into those. Like that is my universe. Star Wars has never been that for me. So Star Wars is very surface level fandom in Ernell's brain. To me, I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'm fucking in whenever I want to be in. You know what I mean? And so that also means that I kind of have to be in the mood for Star Wars. And I would assume that you're kind of the same way.
Yeah, I'm the kind of the same way in the sense of like I'm not obsessed with Star Wars like everyone that is a fan of Star Wars is. Like
Are you
um
sure though? Because I feel like Star Wars fans hate Star Wars more than anybody on the planet.
that's true. But like they're like New York Knicks fans. Like they hate it but they love it.
Right. It's like
You know what I mean?
like Derek Jeter when he was around.
Yeah, like it's just like they always want something that sometimes they don't include in the show or the movie, and some niche thing that they're like, oh, why don't they do this? Why don't they?
For real. For
I'm
real.
not totally obsessed with Star Wars. It is enthralling.
Yes.
Like the
Yes.
media is enthralling. Not to say like Star Wars is boring or anything. Like Star Wars is incredible.
It's good.
Like
Yeah.
is really really good. Mandalorian was fucking great. I even loved the Book of Boba Fett. Like that.
Same.
And a lot of people did not like that, and I'm like, why not? This is
Yeah.
fun.
It was great. It was a fucking great time.
And then getting into Andor and
God,
seeing
what a
that,
show. What a goddamn show
yeah,
that was.
really great show. And I enjoy the lore of Star Wars. I'm just not the biggest fan. Like I said, I have to be in the zone of Star Wars.
Yeah.
You know what I
Like
mean?
I have to
Like
be in the
I gotta really be
headspace.
like, oh man, I gotta worry about once I start thinking about what type of lightsaber color that I want, then that's when I know I'm in. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, dude. And see
But
that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say like maybe, but this intrigues me because like you know what, maybe I will watch Ahsoka because like we see we're in a group chat with a bunch of friends, and they were going crazy about Ahsoka, Devin, and Larry,
Going off. They were popping the fuck
and Coop.
off.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
going off about it. So that also sways my influence, and like, I want to check it out.
And to be fair, I had what the big pop off thing was spoiled for me a little bit, which is fine because it's not like it's a major plot thing, but it's not a plot beat. You know what I mean? So it's not like
Yeah.
it is something worth popping off for if you have experienced Rebels.
Yeah, like I saw it too. I think if I watched it in context, I would like freak the fuck out. But like seeing it
Yeah.
out of context, I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Well, yeah, because
Um,
for me, it's like because I don't know if you, I don't want to dive too far into because that'll spoil it for other people. But that thing, I don't know if you've like looked into. Did you watch Rebels?
I did not.
So I don't know if you've
I didn't
looked
know.
into that thing that gets
Yeah,
presented in the last episode.
yeah,
To me, it brings more questions than it does be a cool presentation for me because now I'm kind of like,
yeah.
what the fuck are they gonna do with that?
It definitely. Yeah, I'm like, how the fuck are they gonna incorporate that? And I hope they do it well. If they do, if they
Yeah,
incorporate something, from that, then I would be like, oh yeah, like Star Wars is
it'd be
taking the
cool.
like this is
Yeah.
where the if this is what I think it is, Star Wars is about to pivot so hard, and it's either going to be a love or hate thing, and I
Mhm.
hope to God it's a love thing. Like it's a really executed well.
I mean, Dave Filoni's proven to us that he is actually a Star Wars fan, and he's
Mm.
continued to make great Star Wars content since doing the animated shows. So I have no doubt that it could be sick.
Is Favreau still there? Is he still on it?
Oh yeah,
Or like
he still does some Star Wars stuff. He doesn't do
I know he did the
everything,
Mandalorian,
obviously,
but I'm saying like I don't know if he's on this project or not. Or
well,
like
Favreau is a co-producer with Filoni amongst
Okay.
like the whole spread of Star Wars universe stuff now. So he is a part of everything in some way or another. It's just he doesn't always direct every episode. They kind of do what
Yeah.
what a lot of shows have been doing, where they have like different,
Multiple
like the
directors.
MCU, like TV shows for Disney Plus.
Yeah.
They have a different director for each episode. And they kind of rotate stuff. So having them have Filoni do 2 episodes, they're gonna be good. You know what I mean? It's like that. Like when Taika Waititi does something for Marvel, you're like, all right,
Yeah.
it's gonna kind of bop, right? Like in some way or another. Now the big thing here, this part of this conversation that we've kind of like avoided so far, a theatrical release for an episode.
Yeah, like that's what I was about to say. I was like we just graced over it.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Uh,
This is
thi-
getting a theatrical, like we have to think about it. Like
yeah.
really quick, like just sit on it, let's marinate for just a second. A Disney Plus show episode
Episode.
is getting a theatrical release, a limited theatrical release, where you can reserve tickets or go to maybe your local movie theater, most likely your local AMC, and possibly go see an episode of episode 5 of Ahsoka.
Yes, and here's the interesting part too, right? So let's kind of bury ourselves here. Episode 5 for Ahsoka runtime is 49 minutes and 50 seconds. So like it is a.
Do you see is there ads when you go to the theater?
Yeah, right? Is this the free version of Disney Plus, or is it like
Yeah, like you know what I mean? Like
it's interesting because one, like they mentioned in the article, Adele, thank you. This is probably a sign that this episode's gonna pop the fuck off, which is really cool. That's really cool to think about, right?
yeah, because that means they know it's something crazy.
Yeah. Which
Like
is cool. Like that builds some level
That's
of
sick.
anticipation, right? My other thing here though is that the first tweet I saw about this when it got announced, right? It got announced on, social platforms. The first retweet or quote tweet, excuse me, or actually, sorry, quote zeet, that I saw in regards to this was someone saying, "Wow, another Disney money grab," right? And in my brain, I'm kind of like, listen,
It's yes and no.
right?
It's more of a it's more of a no than a yes, if that makes sense. Like,
Sure, yeah,
I agree with the fact that this could be like a testing ground for stuff like this in the future.
yes,
Um, and I agree with that because like that's just business. Like that's the business mind in me. Like, because of what trends we see, like this is kind of like a feeler,
right,
for
right.
putting because the whole market with like people going to theaters and getting butts and seats and how better to do that than incorporate shows
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
in the theater and imagine it like imagine watching your favorite show's episode like favorite episode in IMAX. That'd be
Right.
dope.
Right.
But also, why would I do that? I'm in the comfort of my home.
Right.
Um,
Right.
so it's more of a no in the fact that I feel like it costs them more money to do so anyway.
Yeah.
Because then you have to talk to the theater and like
Distribution.
you gotta get the film.
Yeah.
You have to
Yeah.
make
Yep,
the
yep.
film to distribute it and like and maintain quality assurance like across the United States, at least in the U.S. release.
Yep. Yep.
So I think it's more of a hassle to do that instead of just like uploading it to a streaming platform and just like grabbing it from a server. So I mean, it's like a 98% no, 2% yeah. I get what you're saying.
Right, like it's not like
Yeah,
there's going to be a whole bunch of money had here, right? Like
yeah.
it does speak to me as an event. Like it does speak to
Mhm.
me that way. So like I'm not like by no means am I leaning into whatever this fuckface person had said. And I say fuckface in the terms of like, God, I'm so tired of you guys. It's fucking Star
Like
Wars
you're just here to
fans.
complain, aren't you?
Are
Like,
just
what are
gonna
you
fucking
talking about?
complain about everything all the goddamn time, and it's not like with like video gamers that like obviously we have like console wars and all this other bullshit, blah 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 blah. That's super thick layer of icing, all that terrible
Yeah,
cake.
and there's layers to that, and there's more of a nuance to that
Yes,
than
yes,
anything, right? I mean, of course, there's like those just flat surface level like room temp IQ comments, but like
right.
other like more, there's more to it than that.
When it comes to
But
Star
this comment,
Wars,
it's
yeah,
just
it's a reflection of like Star Wars fans generally fucking speaking. Like there's always
I
something
think
for them to
there's-
fucking
I
complain
feel like
about.
they're the worst.
God,
They're some of the
man,
worst.
for real.
They're some of the worst. It's like when I said they're like Knicks fans, like I that's a diss towards Knicks fans. Because like
man,
at least Knicks fans are like really passionate when the Knicks win. When Star Wars wins, it's like okay, but you could do better, right?
Well, and here's the thing, almost rightfully so, because a lot of like my weirdness about Star Wars is because I've never thought Star Wars is as perfect and wonderful as people have made it out to be. Like the original three movies are fucking so bad. like,
It shows its age for sure.
yeah,
The age,
like they just
and like Star Wars isn't even an original idea.
correct, right? That's why we
It's
have
based
Flash
off
Thompson,
of
right?
it's based off of an Akira Kurosawa film.
Exactly. Yeah. Which was also,
So
the inspiration for an entire other space opera that then also influenced Star Wars. They both like it just my thing my thing here is that obviously like it's not a money grab. This is a massively like, negative.
they already
fucking
got paid to
viewpoint
do
have on
it. What do you mean money grab?
Right. They're like it's done. It's done. Like they're not making money distributing this in the fucking theaters. They're just not. Especially
They're
limited
just making
theaters.
shit through the subscriptions.
Yeah. I think this is cool. I think it's a cool idea. Like I kind of just wish that this was a finale that they were doing this for.
Yeah, it's strange that it's episode 5.
The middle of the fucking
Now I
season.
wonder.
Like
I wonder if maybe if we got closer to the finale, maybe there is, or maybe there's
Maybe they
more.
have another one planned, right? Yeah. Okay.
Maybe there's a secret Star Wars movie that reveals at the end. Maybe, um,
That'd be
who
cool.
knows?
That'd be pretty
That'd
fucking
be
cool.
that'd be sick. I,
That'd be
I
dope.
wish
I'd pop
I
off for
wish we
that.
didn't live in such an age of like electronics where like that shit could happen again.
Mm.
Like you could film a movie secretly and like fucking like just launch it and like be like, whoa, like where'd this come from?
That'd be so tight. That'd be so fucking dope, dude. That'd be so
That'd be so
sick.
dope.
That'd be so dope. But
But
no, we're not
no one can
fortunate
keep
enough.
their fucking mouth shut.
Yeah, I
Ever.
know, dude. Goddamn.
They're like, I'm
Unfortunately.
on set of. Oh fuck, I'm not. I'm just on a set.
Hey, yo, here on the set of Star Wars Hidden Movie 5. Like, yeah, fucking terrible, man. Well, anyways, though, it's going to be exciting to kind of see where things lead. I'm probably going to, like, finally catch up this weekend is what I'm thinking. Like, I might put some time to it
Yeah,
over the
I might
course
do
this
too.
weekend. Because I'm excited to see, like, what the fuck is up episode 5 sleeve by Tuesday night. We'll see where things go from there. So in the meantime, though, DJ, let's go ahead and move into our next segment, my friend. What are we going into?
Well, all of our viewers, audio listeners, and Twitch watchers, you better protect your neck because we're going to the gallows.
Gallows. Protect your neck.
Get
Guys,
low, get low.
today for the gallows, we are talking what the fuck is going on with movies in 2023. So here's the deal, okay? We have a lot of movies that have come out this year, okay? And I actually have a comprehensive chronological list of some of the bigger titles of movies that have been released in the year of 2023. Movies like Megan. Let's see here. Missing. That wasn't all right. Teen Wolf the movie. No.
Jesus Christ.
Knock at the Cabin. Actually, I like that movie. I like
That actually okay movie.
Yep. Magic Mike's Last Dance. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. Cocaine Bear. Good movie. Good movie. Creed 3. Fucking good movie.
Great.
God damn, that was a good movie. Children of the Corn. Let's see here. Scream 6. Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Yeah, I know, right? John Wick Chapter 4. Good movie. Good movie.
Great movie.
Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. Great movie.
Great movie.
Great movie. Goated ass movie. Let's see here. Super Mario Brothers.
Good movie.
Good movie. Yeah. Air. Actually, good movie.
That was good.
It was alright for what it was doing. You know what I mean? Renfield. All right movie. All right. You know, probably not better than that. The Pope's Exorcist. Yeah.
I heard it was bad.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Let's see, Evil Dead Rise. Okay, good movie. All right movie. Yeah. Guy Ritchie's The Covenant. Actually, really enjoyed that movie.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought it was like another white savior film.
I mean, like, here's the deal: any military movie is gonna be a white savior film. Like, let's just be real, right?
It's military, but like it. There's like a spectrum of military propaganda on a scale of like war movies. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, is this on the more of a war critique or like war pro war? You know what I mean? Like that's the thing we're worried about.
Well, so the thing that actually is good about The Covenant, and we're not going to sit here and fucking review this fucking goddamn movie the entire time, but the cool thing about The Covenant is actually the vice versa, because it is the foreign homeboy that is saving the white guy.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like what makes it, way better.
I see clips of it and it looked interesting, but I did not want to pay to watch it.
Yeah, no, 100%. Definitely don't pay a whole lot. Like, if it's for like $5 to rent on Amazon, sure, but I would not pay the $20 that I paid to watch it. Peter Pan and Wendy, I actually have not watched that yet, but I heard okay things. So I guess we'll see on that.
I didn't hear enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, exactly. Sisu, all right movie. You know?
It was all right. Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, great movie.
Great movie.
Great fucking movie. Yeah. Let's see here. There's a lot of stuff in between here. Fast X, great movie. Great movie. Love that one. Fucking, honestly, best movie so far that we've listed. To be honest with you, let's see. The
I'm
Little
not gonna
Mermaid.
comment.
Little Mermaid, good movie. Good
Little
movie.
Mermaid, good movie. Good movie.
Let's see here. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse,
Great
phenomenal
movie.
movie.
Great movie.
Phenomenal fucking wonderful movie.
Great movie.
The Boogeyman, I actually have not yet seen, and I'm actually thumping my head against the wall for that.
On Wick?
Because I'm hearing it's
Baba
actually
Yaga?
pretty fucking solid. Let's see here. Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. Okay movie. It's okay. It's all right.
It was better,
Yeah,
but it wasn't.
It
It
could have
wasn't
also
up to
been
good
better.
yet. It's like, it's all right. It's all right.
right.
It's all right.
The Flash.
You know, after sitting on that for
Don't
a
do
long
that.
while,
Don't
I
do
think
this.
that's a bad
Don't.
movie.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think-
All right.
I think it's a bad movie.
It's a bad movie. It's
Like
not terrible.
at first I
but
thought it was
it's a bad
okay,
movie.
and then now it's like, like,
It's
yeah.
a bad movie. Yeah, no,
Bad
it's got some problems. It also has some parts that are actually okay. It has some
Like
alright stuff.
yeah, like there's some parts that are really good, but fuck Ezra Miller. So
Yeah, fuck Ezra
bad
Miller.
movie.
Yeah, fuck them really hard. But also at the same time too, it's like although there's some good stuff, there's also things like him.
it's a heap load of shit.
It's like exactly. There's like moments of like the Flash saying, "Hey, I'm not going to do this anymore." This entire movie is about me learning to not do this anymore. And then literally
he
does
does
it
it-
again the last
does it
15
again.
seconds of the movie. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Elemental is apparently a sleeper. This movie made a lot of money.
Really? Like
I
I felt like nobody that I know watched it.
Literally. I haven't heard
Like
a single
I
fucking
don't
friend
know
talk
where
about this.
that number came from.
But
because
this movie made a fucking
because
fuck ton of money.
wasn't there
dude.
so much Twitter discourse about how like Elemental is like it's like it's playing off of like interracial relationships, and it's not
Yes, it
like
is. Yeah.
a good example of that. Like I saw so many people tweet about like how it wasn't a good example of how to navigate interracial relationships and how that's a problem.
Well, I mean, the thing is too is that like a lot of that discourse came before the movie was even out. So who fucking knows?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I don't have no
people find any fucking reason to complain about a Disney movie. When it wasn't made for us. It wasn't made for us adults. It was made for fucking kids, okay? Like, get that through your goddamn heads. Anyways, Extraction
But,
2.
but I see no clips of that fucking movie. Like, not
Just
even on
the same-
TikTok.
the same trailer.
Not even on-
For, every time we saw a movie this year.
It's
yeah.
the same trailer.
The same
and I'm
fucking
like,
trailer the entire
the,
time.
the only reason I know a little bit more about the movie is like the local movie theater plays like this fucking this little preview, like this Jim Ferguson guy, and he's like this old man interviewing, like he's been interviewing like celebrities for a long time, and he was interviewing the cast, like two of the main cast members, the two main characters in the movie, and they were just explaining the movie while I'm scrolling my phone because I don't care. I'm like waiting for the movie to start.
Right.
But like that's the only reason I know a little bit more and seen a little bit more of the movie. But other than that, there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing on the internet, on TikTok that I feel like no one's seen this movie.
No.
Nobody.
Yeah, they're just fluffing numbers, right? By like $70 million or
Yes,
something like that.
it's weird. I can ask anyone right now.
Listen,
like anyone listening right now, have you seen Elemental? And please write into us
Please let us
what
know.
you think
Let us
of that
know.
movie.
Yeah, let us know. Extraction 2.
Good,
movie.
great, good
Fucking
movie.
great movie, honestly. Yeah, great movie. Let's see here. I want to watch The Blackening. I really want to watch
I didn't get to watch
I
it.
didn't get to
Again,
watch it,
another
man.
movie
Yeah, I
where
know.
I was hyped for it. I didn't see it, but I didn't see anything else come from it.
The marketing was terrible. They did a terrible job marketing that movie. Indiana Jones, The Dial of Destiny. It was all right. It was all
Okay.
right. Yeah, all right
It's
movie.
okay.
Nimona, fucking excellent. Excellent goddamn movie. You need to
haven't
watch
seen
that
it. I haven't
on
seen it.
Netflix. Gotta watch that shit.
I heard it was good. I've seen a lot of clips on TikTok about Nimona.
Very good. Very good. Let's see here. The Sound of Freedom.
What the fuck is that?
It is, well, okay, so it was number 4 movie in the country on opening weekend. It is a movie about some fucking guy who basically breaks up a child kidnapping ring, a child prostitution ring. The problem is that there's a lot of propaganda around. It's like a conservative dick sucking fest, basically.
Oh,
Yeah, like every fucking
I thought it was
conservative on
gonna be
the.
like a Sound of Metal type thing. I'm like,
No, no, no.
no.
Well, so the actor, the main actor of the movie, is a super deep fucking heavy conservative propaganda piece of
Mm.
shit. But then the funny part, the guy who funded the whole movie, the angel investor of the movie, soon after its release, got arrested for child kidnapping.
That's fucked up.
So fuck
Hey
Sound of
man,
Freedom.
people, look, man. Honestly, that's kind of fucking hilarious how the psychology works. Because it's like, if you're guilty of something, you'll always try to find a way to correct that guilt. And so,
Until
it
you're
makes sense that he's
overcorrecting the fuck out.
backing. Yeah, because he's like, oh, it's not on my conscience. I'm helping other people by help investing in this movie that has nothing to do with me. You know,
Oh, you take my money. Just look that way. Insidious, The Red Door. Didn't get a chance to watch
that
it
movie
yet,
came
but
out.
I want to. Yeah, I know, right? Jesus Christ. Joyride, fucking great movie.
I
Fucking
heard,
great
yeah,
movie.
your review of it, you were saying it was
God
crazy.
damn, you gotta watch, dude. You're gonna have the greatest time of your fucking life for that movie. Let's see here. Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part One. Good movie. Good
Really
movie.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
good
good.
movie. Barbie.
George Foreman, is it
Fucking. Oh my
Barbie?
God, Barbie.
Amazing,
God damn, excellent. Goddamn. Oppenheimer. God damn, what a fucking movie.
excellent, excellent.
Haunted Mansion. Haven't watched it yet, but
I haven't watched it yet. Lakeith Stanfield is in it, and Owen Wilson,
and
right?
Danny DeVito and Rosario Dawson and
Yeah, and
Danny
I'm like,
Levi and Jamie Lee Curtis. Yeah, it's a
no one
fucking
said
stacked
anything
movie.
about this movie either. I
Dude,
swear to
I
God,
know,
man.
I know. Trust me, I know. Let's see here, and now we're going into August. TMNT, Mutant Mayhem, good movie, good movie.
Great movie. I
Meg
love this
2,
movie.
The Trench. Haven't watched it, but I bet it's perfect. I bet it's a perfect movie.
No.
The Last Voyage of the Demeter, good movie. Good movie. Yeah, it was good movie. Yeah, not terrible. Blue Beetle, good movie.
Good, great movie actually. Great.
Yeah.
I'll say great.
Yeah, absolutely. The Monkey King, haven't watched it yet, but that one's been, had some conversation around that Netflix release. Let's see here.
Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo. I've raced this 1,000 times. Over and over again, the whole fucking
It's a
movie.
good movie.
Good movie.
Good
Good
movie.
movie. Good movie. Yeah. And
George
now we are
Foreman. The
in.
George Foreman movie's not in this list.
Yeah, but it didn't pop off. It didn't pop off. You know what I mean?
I heard it was
Like,
good.
I've heard it's good too, but like, yeah, it just, again, no marketing for that. I didn't find out about the George Foreman movie until like fucking last
It
Saturday.
was always in the previews, and I was like, I low key am interested in this.
Man, well, and now we are on the Equalizer 3, and then
Great.
literally yesterday we got The Nun 2 and My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3, which I kind of want to see. But either way, that's where we are with these releases. And now, if we look at our box office numbers so far, and here's kind of where the fuel of this conversation comes in, because we spent a good little while talking about the movies that came out and not a whole lot of talk about, what this conversation's really about here. Let me give you our top 10 and their numbers as we go down the list. Okay? We have Barbie at $614 million.
Is that at 10?
What was that?
Is that at 10?
At 10? What do you mean? Oh, no, that's one. That's number one. That's the highest.
Oh, it's a one. Okay.
Yeah. Number 2, Super Mario Brothers at $574 million. And then we have a massive drop down from there with Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse at $381 million.
It's because he's black.
Yeah, he's not actually Spider-Man. Fuck.
Oh, he's not Spider-Man.
He's not
They
Spider-Man.
made the
Oh.
sketchy. He's Miles Morales.
Miles. He's not
Yeah,
actually Spider.
alright,
Shut the
dude.
fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jesus Christ. Guardians of the
Fucking hate
Galaxy
Marvel nerds.
Volume 3 at $358 million. Oppenheimer at $312 million. The Little Mermaid at $298 million. Avatar: The Way of the Water. I didn't mention that one earlier. I guess I gleamed by that one.
Wait, what?
$283 million.
Oh yeah, Avatar the Way that came out this year. Fuck.
Yeah. Let's see, John Wick Chapter 4 at $187 million. Another big drop off. The Sound of Freedom. Well, it's not. Just skip right by that one. Indiana, and
I don't give a
now
fuck.
the last 10, so the top 20 here. Indiana Jones at 174 million, Mission Impossible 171 million, Transformers Rise of the Beast 157 million, Creed 3 156, Elemental 153 million. See, told you, made a pretty decent amount.
Yeah.
Made more than Fast X, $145 million.
I think there's way more reasons to make more than Fast X. I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't think that's just.
Are you sure, dude?
I
Are you
don't
sure?
know. I don't
Puss
know.
in Boots: The Last Wish at $129 million.
Oh, we forgot about that then too.
Which honestly is way better than Fast X. I'm surprised that movie didn't make more. TMNT.
It should make more than Elemental. I don't know what the
I know,
fuck
Jesus
is it
Christ,
Elemental?
dude. Puss in Boots: Last Wish is fucking good. TMNT Mutant Mayhem at $109 million. Scream 6 at $108 million, and then finally The Flash at $108 million. So here's the real conversation around this, right? Between Barbie and Super Mario Brothers, we have a $40 million drop off. Okay. Between Super Mario Brothers and Spider-Man Across
It's
the
200 mil.
Spider-Verse, it's, yeah, $200 million drop off.
200 M's.
$200 million drop off there. And I get it because obviously, like, the conversation around Spider-Man and Mario being one of the biggest video game IP period in the entire world. It makes sense, but also Spider-Man, you know what I mean? And then we look at the drop off from there to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 being a $30 million drop off, and then we get another 30 million drop off with Oppenheimer, and then we have another 30 million drop off with Little Mermaid, and then it kind of starts to squeeze in a little bit. So as the point of this conversation being is, like, we have this massive disparity in earnings between a bunch of the top 5 biggest of this year so far, right? Between Barbie, Super Mario Brothers, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and Oppenheimer. I mean, let's just talk about the massive disparity between Barbie and Oppenheimer here, right? Because Barbenheimer, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That is a $300 million difference.
Considering that a lot of people went to go see both, I'm surprised that there's such a disparity in that.
It's massive. It's a massive disparity. I mean, we can entertain this and say, hey, you know, Barbie was much easier to grasp for a wider audience. Sure.
Yeah, for sure.
It is still surprising for the reasons that you were talking about, how, like, there's so many people saw them the same day, same weekend, same week, you know, like, and like it's crazy to think
And
of, like,
like
how
Oppenheimer was like the big meme. You know, that was like
right.
people reignited Morbius over a meme. So I'm surprised that there's such a disparity, because I feel like, I mean, like, I know a lot of people said they were gonna see both, but maybe they just didn't. You know.
Well, and also too, think about this, right? Oh, that's why I didn't mention Avatar. It was technically came out on December 6th. That's why. I don't know why it must just because the box office was still going for you know, into January.
Yeah, no, wait, yeah, that was last year.
Yeah.
That was
I think it's just
that was
because
on
the
my
box
birthday.
office was rolling into this year, so it makes sense. Same with Puss in Boots. Puss in Boots was technically last year too. If you look at the dates, most of these top 5s are summer movies, with the exception of Mario having had come out in April. So there's a massive, like, Ant-Man came out early this
And
year.
considering Mario came out in April and having so much money, because, like, it's of course geared to children and they're not out of school yet.
Right.
So-
Right.
That or they're on spring break, I'm pretty sure.
It could have been. It could have been.
'Cause
It's-
my spring break's usually in March. I don't know if it's like different for y'all. um, in
Um,
different areas. Ours is
no, I mean
usually in March.
ours is pretty. I'm pretty sure it's typically in March. Yeah. I mean either way though, right?
Yeah, it's
Even
still
like it,
impressive.
like let's just take out the biggest, right? Let's take out Barbie, right? Even that like jump from $574 million from Mario in comparison to Barbenheimer's $312 million. Let's even take out Mario, right? Let's just say Guardians. The difference between Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and Oppenheimer is fucking $40 million difference. Like that, like, and then
Yeah, and
after that,
it's
go ahead.
it's weird because we can't really pin that disparity to something. Because these are all movies that came out in the summer,
Yeah. It's hard.
so
It's
like
hard. It's
everyone had ample time to see these movies.
my
And I
question
guess
to
maybe,
you. Go
yeah.
ahead. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say my question to you in regards to this is do you think that this year, content wise, as far as what movies we've been given, do you find this year to have been successful so far as 2023's movies of this year? Like, would you say it's successful? Because I feel like a lot of these movies, right? A lot of these movies, the top five were the big bangers, were the ones that a lot of people were fucking talking about. We know, and that makes sense for those fucking movies, right?
I'm
It
sad that
totally
D and
makes
D
sense.
movies isn't in the top 20.
I'm a
That's I'm
little bit
sad about.
shocked by that too, because there was a lot of conversation around that as well. But all of the rest of the movies, I feel like, have had such little like enjoyed reception from audiences. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like in comparison, you know what I mean? It's like there was
yeah,
conversation around these top five, so much conversation. All the other movies really came and went. You know what I mean? Like they really,
yeah.
really
It's
fucking
like
came and
good in
went.
the moment. I haven't caught myself thinking about these other films at all, or like just the films that we watched this year in general. Besides like certain movies,
Besides like
like certain
Barbie
ones.
and like
Yeah,
Spider Man.
Barbie or Oppenheimer
Yeah.
or John Wick.
Like I don't.
You
I
know what I
never
mean?
think about Mario anymore. I never fucking think about
I
Mario
I
anymore.
forgot it. I almost forgot about it until you mentioned it.
Yeah. Right.
I and I think that's I think I think it's the sentiment for a lot of people right now. And I think what we see like with the discourse online like of these people not enjoying these movies, I think they're burnt out of movies as well.
Oh.
I think
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I think they've channeled that energy into more anger and frustration
Okay.
instead of us like we take it as what it is. We're like,
Because we're critics, right? Like, yeah,
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 we're
yeah.
critics. We have some layer of media literacy to where we understand like this is this is what we do, and I think yeah, I think like we're just
Why,
movies
why do you
are
why do you
are on
why
the
do you
way out.
feel that is? Why do you feel like people are frustrated with movies right now?
One most of the stuff I get is from social media,
Sure.
and I think social media in part there's like this letterbox mentality.
Mm. Mm.
You know,
Okay.
like
Okay.
there is a stark split between these people who want this like art think pieces in their movies and want to down every fun movie because it doesn't have these cinematography choices or narrative choices.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and then there's also those people who don't give a fuck about that and just want a fun movie to watch and don't give a fuck about real life problems and politics
Mm.
and in
Mm.
their movies and stuff like that. And there's also the divide between critics and watchers,
Right.
you know, and Rotten Tomato culture. Like, you know what I mean? Some people don't even go see movies if they think their Rotten Tomato score is too low.
Yeah. No.
There's
100%.
also
That is very empirically true. Yeah.
yeah, and then like you see a lot of discourse about film. Like I don't know if you saw that tweet about that guy, he quote tweeted like, "Cinema Sins has done irreparable damage to the film watching community."
Yeah, yeah, I have seen that
And
actually.
like there was so many different takes, and I didn't even know like who to side with, because it's like it's a yes and no.
Right.
And also, I think we're at the point with movies where it's like people don't want to really go.
Yeah.
Like after COVID, no one really wants to go, and also we're tired. It's like gaming. A lot of people were saying like gaming's been off the deep end. Like it hasn't been a change. I think we've
Mm.
hit that point with movies. Like
Mm.
Marvel is like the AAA game that comes out every year.
Yeah, no, and I mean the Marvel burnout is a whole other conversation too, right?
Yeah,
Because
and
that's
that's a
like,
whole other conversation. But
yeah,
like, but
but
that fits in with
generally,
other stuff too.
generally speaking, I see what you mean. Because I mean, like, if you remember correctly, excuse me, I had a little bit of a burp coming in.
Yeah,
If you remember correctly, near the end of the pandemic, they were releasing movies straight to streaming services,
yeah,
and that meant we were able to watch AAA, massive blockbuster films from the comfort of our home all the time.
and everyone talked about it.
Everyone talked about how
And to
great and
my point,
convenient it was.
where it's like it's all on the internet. I don't hear about shows unless it's on a streaming service that people watch.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, if Last of Us was a movie and it released, we would not talk about it as much as we did a show on a streaming service,
Absolutely. Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
Because that gives everyone like putting it on streaming services gives everyone a chance to experience it because they already have paid for the subscription. They already paid for it, or they have a buddy who pays for it, and so they can watch it. With movies, like you either pay to go watch it in theaters or you watch the fucking bootleg on some fucking shitty website,
Right.
and your experience is tarnished because it's either in a terrible quality or it's on someone's fucking phone.
Yeah.
Um,
My favorite. That's my
so
favorite cinematography choice.
yeah, it's so that's what I'm saying. I think the internet and the culture behind films has evolved and devolved into like this kind of, I don't know what to call it. It's like
It's
weird.
it's this sort of weird like
It's limbo. It feels like
better.
limbo.
Well, it kind of feels like it's this weird better than thou sort of like mindset that a lot of people have with movies right now, where it's like
Hmm.
unless the movie, like you said earlier, unless the movie is this sort of like elevated, amazing, phenomenal, out of this world experience, there's tons of people, a vocal majority that will shit on it, like left and fucking right? Like unless it is
And even if it
perfect.
is, there's still people who shit on it.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what I mean?
Barbie's the biggest fucking movie of the year, easily by a fucking landslide, and there's still people that are like, "Oh fuck Barbie, it fucking hates men," right? Like they're gonna find
Yeah,
some kind of
like
fucking reason to fucking
there's
hate
just
that
so
movie.
much because I think movie like the pandemic, we've all started connecting with shows and movies, and that means everybody. So everyone of all walks of life, all opinions and ideals are all enjoying movies now, and they're all part of the discourse.
Man,
And
ain't
they're
that facts?
all throwing in their hat into the ring and saying their takes, and it ruins the experience for everybody.
Yeah,
And I
it's
think like I said, it's in the gaming space. People are tired. I I I I like going to the movies, but I also sometimes I'm like I really don't want to go out my way and
sure,
drive to the theater,
sure.
watch fucking thing. Um, yeah, I think it's just the way it's like film
We've been
communities kind of
spoiled,
owned.
right?
Yeah, and it would be kind of spoiled, and it's like we can't just watch movies for enjoyment anymore. Everything has to be critical. Everything has to be this and that and the fourth. Just like the gaming space. Like before this year, like the last few years, I mean, it's still a little bit this year, but like last few years, the amount of talk of like there are no good games. AAA games are not what they used to be, or like
Hmm.
games are not what they used to be, and games are not creative anymore. It's all battle royale. It's all live service. You know, and gamers got tired. Gamers stopped playing certain games, and that's when we got to change. Like, I think that we're in that mode with movies. Not
Okay.
to say those movies aren't good. They're good enough, but it's not what we want.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
we
not
watch it because there's nothing else to watch.
right, right. Yeah, dude. No, and I hate to sort of end this on such a like sort of doom and gloom mood because it's like this feels obviously very disheartening for a lot of us movie
Hmm.
fans. I mean, the reality of it though is that it's hard because this is kind of just like the platform we as audiences have built for ourselves by allowing ourselves to be the vocal minority a majority of the time. And it like the social media things like that you mentioned earlier, like it just kind of par for the course. And it now with the strikes going on, who knows how long it's going to be until this is padded, until like is gonna take the next huge fucking Marvel movie thing to happen before people are kind of like, yeah, I love watching movies again. Like, is it gonna take Dune 2 and 3 to do it? Like, who the fuck knows? But what we can say though is that even from our perspective, being critics for these things and sources of entertainment that we genuinely enjoy and love, you gotta find it in your hearts, people at home, listeners, viewers, find it in your hearts to be a little fucking forgiving. Okay, be a little fucking forgiving. Like I talked about this earlier. Disney movies are for kids. You know what I mean? Like, don't be out
Yeah.
here spanking Disney movies' asses all the goddamn time because they didn't cater to you, the 30-year-old adult, the way that you wanted it to. Like, it's for fucking kids. You know what I mean? And the same thing goes for like a plethora of other movies that we have. Like, you don't need every goddamn movie to be Oppenheimer. You don't.
Hmm.
Sometimes I'm fine with Joyride. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes I'm fine with just a stupid raunchy fucking comedy, and that is okay with me. Find it in your hearts. Sometimes the best movie of the year is Fast X. You know what I mean?
No, it's not. It's absolutely not.
Sometimes it is. You know what I mean? Guys, let's talk our schedule for next week. Next Tuesday, we have another good Kraken podcast. We're going to be talking about the state of RPGs, as we're going to be getting into.
Oh
Because
yeah.
we just got Starfield. We just got Baldur's Gate. We just got Final Fantasy Ever Crisis. There's a
Final
lot of
Fantasy
our
16 as well.
Final Fantasy 16. There's a lot of different types of RPGs that have come out this year. Some arguing that this is the year of RPGs.
Yeah.
We have a lot of RPG talk to cover, and we need to discuss that with you guys at home because which RPG do we want? You know what I mean? Like, which RPG do we want
Baldur's
and
Gate
need?
3.
You know what I'm saying?
Anyway.
Like, that's
Baldur's Gate
the
3.
big question. So we'll be talking about that on Tuesday. And then next Thursday, we have another episode of the Shipwreck Show. Another reminder, if you are a Twitch subscriber on twitch.tv/GoodKraken Show, you can go to our Discord. And actually, you can go on our Discord anytime that you want. But in our Discord, you have access to shipwreck submissions where Twitch subscribers can write in their questions to the show that they want us to answer. We pick the ones that we think will make the greatest content, and we answer them with terrible, terrible conversations for you guys to listen to. So go check that out on Thursday. Right in before then, we want to hear from you guys. And then next Friday, we have Splash Damage, where DJ is going to be playing a little fun indie game called Thunder Ray. A boxing game.
yeah.
It's like the modern day Punch Out. And I, Ernell Pearson, am going to be DJ's coach.
Hell yeah.
Hey, DJ, we got to work on that haymaker, all right? We got to work on that haymaker. Okay? We got to work on it. We're going to be practicing that this next week. DJ and I are doing training. We're training this week. Next Saturday, we have another Good Kraken podcast where for now it's going to be TBD. We're going to keep our ears on the industry a little bit and then bring that conversation to you guys by Monday when Garrett posts up our schedule for the rest of the week. You will see it then. So in the meantime, guys, please let us know how you guys are feeling about 2023's Movies so far. Sorry, I'm really burpy right now. 2023's movies so far. Let us know if you feel like there's this weird shit going on. Are you tired of movies? Are you tired of going to theaters? Are you not tired of going to theaters? We want to hear from you guys. Tell us on Twitter. Tell us on Discord. We want to hear from you all the time. Every time. Every day. Every week.
All day, every day.
All day. One gun. One bullet. Say it with your chest. This has been the Good Kraken Podcast, your choice for all the nerdy video game and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you wanted to hear. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 12 p.m. right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show. If you're riding this wave, you can head on over to our Discord channel where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive content, and soon have early access to episodes before they go live on podcast and video services across the digital sea.
Yar.
You can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing, to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken with an exclamation mark and leaving a 5-star review there.
5 stars.
5 stars, baby. We got to get going, everybody. But until next time, my friends, watch Joyride. Please, actually. I need more people to talk to about this goddamn movies.
Watch movies.
Watch movies, generally speaking. Go watch movies. Support theaters, man.
Watch a movie.
Watch porn.
Watch Drunken Master.
Ooh, with Jackie Chan?
Yeah, with
That's a
Jackie
good movie.
Chan.
That's one of my favorite Jackie Chan movies.
Wait.